Alright, y'all. Now listen up, okay? We're going to make this nice and sweet and short and simple, okay? There's spoilers in this here pod talk, okay? I mean, we talk about everything about Endgame, okay? We're going to be going over what Thanos does. We're going to go over what Iron Man does. We're going to go over what Captain America does, okay? That's why we're going to be talking about the video. So if you don't see no Endgame yet, you click off the video. You save it in your watch later playlist. And then you come back and you watch it after you watch Endgame, okay? But we'll wait, you know. We got time. We don't got nothing to do today. Alright, so we'll wait, okay? Hold on.
Hey everybody, I'm Cisco.
I'm Cody.
And today we're bringing back you another vloggity pod thingy that nobody wanted. Vloggity talk that nobody wanted.
Yeah.
Today we just want to talk about, we're trying to jump on the heels of the Marvel's Avengers Endgame. The biggest thing that's going on right now. And we've decided to make plans for next week's video that we're going to be shooting. That's a secret. But
oh yeah, don't tell them that. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. No, but this all for all purposes is going to be spoiler.
Spoiler.
It's going to be spoiled food, spoiled drinks, spoiled milk. Everything's going to be spoiled in this video. So if you haven't seen the Avengers Endgame, click off now because we're going to talk about it. Because I want to talk about it. He wants to talk about it. Everybody wants to talk about it.
So you got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, that's true, but we're gonna go through the whole thing. But Endgame, man, like that was one of probably the greatest movie.
It was
like in the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
The build up of 10 years and 22 movies later.
11 years.
11 years, 22 movies.
The Infinity Saga, which is now being called
the Infinity Saga. Well, it's done. It's everything you wanted in a Marvel movie or anything in a movie that you followed, that has progression and growth through the years. Everybody got their story. Tied up.
The way they tied everything in though too is just like they didn't do it all as one huge story. They did it movie by movie by movie, and then tied all the movies together, and then kicked off the ending with Infinity Wars last year. And then they wrapped it all up this year with Endgame, and it was just beautifully done.
I think it was well told. Kevin Feige. I talked about it last time. Kevin Feige is the man. Yeah, he got these took 2 directors to do this one.
Oh, I know.
And
the Russo brothers?
The Russo brothers, and they knocked this out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
And then before we can even jump into like spoilers of the movie, we'll talk about the movie.
I already spoiled it.
I want to talk about some stuff that, you spoiled it big time. But we want to talk about stuff that people done spoilers. Kevin Smith came out with a spoiler video, and on the header on the video said spoilers, like Avengers Endgame. And one guy, I'm pretty sure there's more than one guy, but one guy flamed him on Twitter.
Oh yeah,
like just talking some mad mess.
It says right in the title of the video, spoilers.
Yeah, but the guy's like, letters. "Oh, how dare you spoil the movie for people?" It says spoilers. We're not asking you to click. He's not asking you to click on a...
Yep.
But no one told him to.
No one had a gun to their head.
No one gave him... Yeah, no one put a gun to the guy's hand and said... To his head. To his hand. He put it to his hand.
Watch it!
You want to lose it? You want to lose a pinky? But no one put a gun to his head and said, watch this video.
Yeah.
But Kevin Smith is a creator. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, it's his channel.
But now let's go kick off to another news of spoilers. In China, there was a guy who left the movie theater in China and started spewing, just talking mad crap and started just screaming out spoilers in the street.
Wow.
He got attacked. And he got injured. He got facial...
Oh, yeah, people punching him.
Punching him, cutting him. They beat the crap out of him. Just people were just like, oh, he's ruined, and just jumped on this guy.
Yeah.
And
I would. If I was waiting in line and a guy was walking by, I would just deck him.
Do you think spoiling was that bad back in the 70s? Think of the 70s when Star Wars came out, The New Hope, or
well, these days
Return of the Jedi, or any of that, or The Empire Strikes Back.
Well, see, that's the thing is these days it's popular to spoil, be a troll,
Like if you go watch if you were back in the 70s and Return of the Jedi came out, the last of the series, and you leave that, I'm sure there's lines back then, and you leave There's no social media.
Yeah.
So you leave that theater and you scream out, Darth Vader's Luke's father! You think somebody would have jumped on you back then? Like assaulted you?
Yeah.
Accosted you in the streets?
Well, I don't know, because back then, Star Wars was still new, so people were like still trying to grasp onto it. Meanwhile, with Marvel and the whole Infinity Saga, people have been watching it for 10 freaking years.
Well, you
years.
gotta look at
so
this.
it's like
Not a lot of a lot of people seen. If you've not seen all the movies, you've at least seen one movie, and even then might be a stretch because some people just don't watch the movies. It's not what they're into. It's not what they're looking for. So they just skip it all over,
But I mean, if you've been watching something for 11 years and it's like, okay, this is the very end. That's how we're gonna wrap it all up. And you're like, okay, I'm ready. I'm waiting. And then somebody like tells you the exact end of it. You're like, really? I just had 3 more hours, and you just ruined the whole thing for me.
Well, whatchamacallit, like, at work, when I work, it was like a strictly, if you haven't seen it, don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk about it. Like, only me and one other guy seen it. So we're like, we're whispering to each other, like, did you see that? Did you see that? Oh, my God, it was that perfect part.
I used it as a threat at work. Anybody pissed me off, I was like, you know what? You do that one more time, I'm going to tell you what happens in Endgame. Don't do it. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't.
No one bother this man. Leave him alone for the day.
Let him be.
He can do whatever he wants. Yeah, he holds knowledge. You see there's memes going around.
Oh yeah, that one picture
when you see
Thanos,
like, when you see
you're not the only
Endgame,
one cursed with knowledge.
You're not the only one cursed with knowledge, because it's true. Because you could ruin somebody's good time.
Oh yeah, like I ruined somebody's good time that one time in Predator.
Oh God! All right, so before we even jump into spoilers, but you already did that.
Yeah.
The biggest worldwide opening record
1.7?
was held by Infinity War. Avengers Infinity War held it to be took by its predecessor of Endgame. So Infinity War on the opening biggest worldwide opening was $64 million. $640 million. I do apologize. 64 million. Jesus.
Opening day
was opening a worldwide opening was 64 million. $640 million.
Because I thought as of yesterday. Okay, keep going.
Endgame got 1.2 billion.
Yeah, I was gonna say it went over $1 billion, but you're talking about Infinity War.
Yeah, and then this is also the fastest to reach a billion in worldwide.
Oh, I know.
So
Avatar, eat your heart out.
Once again, the one that held the record before that was Avengers Infinity War. So it's not only beating anything, but it's beating itself.
Yeah,
this is a machine that could beat the old machine. Or it's the machine that got better than it used to be. Disney is just the juggernaut of everything. Like I said last time, they're going to own everything at this
Disney
point.
by DC.
No, let's not do that.
Theater.
So we're going to start spoiling the movie now because I want to talk about it. It's one of the greatest cinematic things ever. Now people are like, well, if this is your standard for great cinematic, Schindler's List, was one of the great Schindler's List, with the Liam Neeson before he was taken, before I have skills, I acquire skills that would make it very bad for you. Before he was Qui-Gon Jinn, before Liam Neeson was any of those people, he was in Schindler's List, and it was one of the top 10, top 5 best cinematic movies of all time, and I think. It got topped by WALL-E at one point back in the day, but we knocked out Schindler's List for WALL-E. Disney, another Disney. But this, when you compare the two of Schindler's List, a classical that reaches something depth of your soul, something as sad as a Holocaust. You gotta look at it. If you think of the Avengers Infinity War to Endgame, there was a Holocaust. There was the finger snap. The people, died. People disappeared for 5 years. This is where this movie picks up 22 days, 21 days,
23 days,
23 days after the snap, and then it goes to the whole.
Let's go get Thanos.
Let's go get Thanos. We find him. He's half dead from destroying the stones with the stones, and. Thor goes for the head for once.
Yeah,
he goes for the head, takes it off. Spoiler.
And then it fast forwards 5 years.
Karma. So he just takes his head off, and then it fast forwards 5 years. Tony Stark comes back, and he's talking to Captain America like, "I don't want no part of this. I have a kid now."
Well, no. Originally, you're getting ahead of yourself here. Ant-Man, the real hero of the whole movie is that rat. that pushed the button in the van to release Ant-Man.
Oh, from the quantum zone, yeah.
Was the rat.
We'll break it down. We'll get there, but let's walk our way. Let's walk slowly.
So Ant-Man comes back.
3-hour movie, by the way.
Yeah, he finds out what happens.
to pretty much in 30 minutes, 40 minutes. We got to do this 3-hour movie, which is not I found out it's not the longest movie ever made. It was like, Lord of the Rings was 3 hours 48 minutes.
Nothing could beat Lord of the Rings.
I didn't know Lord of the Rings was that boring because I fell asleep.
Did you watch the director's cut? That's even longer.
No, man. Peter Jackson can keep whatever he is. Is it Peter Jackson? I don't even know.
Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson can keep that hot.
So anyway, back to the game. So Ant-Man comes back.
3 movies, and they walked to a damn volcano. Avengers did more in 22, and they told thousands of stories. They told multiple stories, and they wrapped it up. And here came a guy. They beat that guy. They beat Thanos' army at one point, and they shut the thing up in the sky. And Avengers, and then they came back to fight him. So don't give me no Peter Jackson, Lord of the Ring. It took him 20 years to get to that mountain. In the words of Kevin Smith from Clerks 2, damn movie was so boring, even the trees walked. But Jesus, get off my soapbox there, Jesus. But when you look at that, you start walking down. Okay, I gotta bring you back.
Ant-Man comes out of the quantum realm because of Rat, the hero of the movie.
The hero of the movie,
pushed the button in the van and shot him out of the quantum realm. He found out what happened. And he went back to Captain America and Black Widow, and he said, "Hey, I have this idea. It's crazy. Quantum realm, time travel."
That's right. Did he return to his daughter instead of being a little girl?
Yeah, she was
a
like
teenager
5 years
now?
older, yeah. But anyway, they thought about it, like, this is possible. We need someone who knows this stuff. So that's when they went and found Tony Stark, who started a family. 5-year-old little daughter, married Pepper Potts, all that. And he didn't want to do it because he didn't want to ruin possibly destroying everything he'd created in those 5 years. His family. He didn't want to have hope and then get it taken away again. So then they went off to find Dr. Banner.
Well, we got to look at it this way. You're missing one important part that I actually liked what the movie told. They find themselves in like some type of hall, some type of room where people are meeting. Captain America's there.
Oh,
it's like a PTSD group.
Yeah.
They're having counseling with one another. It's like one of those AA meetings.
Quick fact: the original creator of Thanos was in that scene.
Yeah, he was sitting on one of the chairs, and so one of the brothers.
One of the director brothers. Yep.
Yeah, and there's a whole thing about the creator of Thanos has a whole thing right now going on about how he liked this, how like that, how they used his characters, Nebula.
I watched the whole interview about it.
It was good. If you haven't seen that, try to find that on there on the YouTube machine. And
actually, he has several interviews about it out there.
But I like how they broke it down to be like, this is a traumatic thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look over, they're shooting like these awesome overhead views of cities. I don't know how they edited it to have no cars, no street CGI, but there's nobody in the streets. You gotta remember, after the snap, half of everybody's gone.
Mm-hmm.
They meet in this PTSD group, and then they go off to find the Banner.
Yeah.
Which the one thing about Banner, I'm going to say that
they tried to find Tony first. Tony said no. Then they
forget Tony. He was like, "I want to have dinner. If you don't want to have dinner, let's go, leave."
Yeah, you can stay for dinner. Just don't talk shop.
Yeah, we're not gonna. We're not talking business. We want to talk steak. We're doing steaks tonight. And they were like, "No, we're gonna go." Which I would probably take some Tony Stark steak. He rich guy. He has like filet mignon and stuff like that. How much would it suck to find out like the snap hits and then like half of everyone's gone, but the rich people are still there? Like, oh man, I'm still low on the totem pole.
You know how many bills would probably be cleared up? Like, I don't have to pay that bill no more.
Like, there ain't nobody to collect them. But then again, you could be a CEO. Like, like who else are you gonna hire? I digress. That point.
I'm like 30th in line for CEO. Not anymore.
They find the Banner, and the Banner let Hulk take over the body, but he took over the mind.
Yeah, they kind of
it was
together.
Smart Hulk.
Yeah,
and that's fan service for you. If you're a fan of the Hulk or you know anything about the Hulk, which probably nobody really does, there's a comic book arc where Bruce Banner learns to control the Incredible Hulk. He takes the brawn, but he keeps the brain.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty much the 80s and the 90s when this comic series came out where Bruce Banner takes over the Hulk's being, the form. And he's a smart guy.
Instead of trying to fight it and get rid of it like a disease, like he was saying, he decided to learn how to control it and become one with it.
And that was kind of cool to see Smart Hulk there. And they kept him the whole movie, other than when they find the little monk lady that pushes him out of the body. But
Doctor
Strange's chick.
What's it? The ancient one.
The ancient one with the
Yes.
bald head. Things, little wig services.
Which she's pretty cool. I like how she understood timeline and futures and past and events and all that. That's
Well, she has the same ability as Doctor Strange. She sees all possibility.
Well, see, the thing is, she also said too that Doctor Strange was supposed to be the better of them, like the best of them, like even better than her. That's why she taught him and stuff.
But then they go, they're building the team back together. Like, hey, you want in? This is what we're doing. And they're like, yeah, I'll help you, but I'm not going to be in it until they fully fall. Like, okay, we're.
Oh, you know what we missed? The very beginning of the movie.
What was that?
Where Hawkeye was teaching the daughter with the bow and everything in the park on their home, and then he goes to get the arrow, takes the arrow, turns around, she's gone. And he's looking for his wife and kid.
Because that's where the snap hits, and then
that was
Hawkeye loses his mind. He becomes the Ronin. The Ronin is people don't know what Ronin is. It's a samurai who has no master. So he goes to Japan. He just starts taking heads off people.
Yeah, he just starts hunting crime bosses and gangs.
The Yakuzas are out there, and he's just taking the heads off these guys.
And it's cool. It's like I like how they introduced the Ronin because in the comics, several people carried the name Ronin.
But that was kind of cool just to see. He went down the dark path. He was like, I have no family. There's no shield. There's no government pretty much because after everyone's gone. So this is what I'm going to do.
And that's the thing is because there was no government, a lot of the Avengers split up and went around the world to help and help governments keep things under control, get things back to going. Like I know, like Captain Marvel went off to different parts of the universe to help out. War Machine went down to like Mexico. Nebula I think went off somewhere else in the world to help out. So it was like it split the team up, but also got them back together.
And which one call? So we're going down where we're at. We found Banner. Captain America.
He agreed to help.
He's trying to get everyone back. So Cap's the one leading the charge at this point, trying to get everybody. Tony's no. Smart Banner's like, I'm going to help, but I'm not going to be involved. Then you find Thor in New Asgard. And New Asgard is a little greenery part of the world, like Icelandish.
Yeah,
and Finnish, I guess you could say. And
which surprised me because I didn't think anybody survived from Asgard after Thanos destroyed that ship. Well, there was a lot.
But if you think about it, they say Thanos kills half of everyone he encounters. But on that ship, he killed everybody.
Oh, he destroyed it.
There was not half of nobody.
And I thought Valkyrie was dead, but she was still alive.
Yeah.
That one surprised me too.
But I
thought I saw her dead on the ship when you're going through the ship after he attacks it. I thought she was dead.
I have no clue. I mean, she was playing possum. I don't know. But he finds Thor. And it's not just Thor, like, Chris Hemsworth all jacked and muscly and Ripley pecs.
No, he is messed up.
It's fat Thor. For a big kid, for me.
He really allowed himself to go because he felt like he was responsible for everything because he didn't go for the head when he had the chance. The first time. So he felt that the whole shebang was on him.
Tony Stark called him Point Break. But he really picked up that surfer, like, hey, it's not, let's not go move the vibes,
Yeah.
And for fat people, me, I'm a fat person. I'm a big dude. I loved it. I was like, they're going with Fat Thor. There's finally a hero for us. We don't have to be Blob no more.
I liked it when they're later in the movie they're talking about like who's gonna where they're going. You know what's going through these veins? Cheese Whiz.
But then him and Rocket have that bonding moment in Infinity War, and it carries on to this where Rocket kind of
he tries to help him out.
He tells him, "Man,
just come with us. Let's show you.
We'll bring you back to glory."
Yeah.
Towards the end of the movie, at the end of the movie, Thor totally relinquishes all type of ownership over Asgard.
He gives Valkyrie the crown to rule New Asgard.
And she's like, "I'll change things." He's like, "I don't care."
And then he goes off with the Guardians.
And he goes
that was good. Like, we all knew who the captain
was,
right?
The fact that at some point you thought there'd be like a training montage, the eye of the tiger, and he's just working it out, getting back to tip-top shape.
No, that would have been funny.
They roll with Fat Thor, Fat Chris Hemsworth the whole way, and you love it because he kind of looks like the dude. He looks like the dude.
Yes.
He has the glasses. He has the little cardigan going and stuff. And you're just like, he's more about getting drunk. He's like, my father has a cellar. They go back in time and do all this stuff.
Oh yeah, they go back in time to Asgard, to the Dark World.
And he's
like, hold on, just 1 second. My father has some ale down here, and it's still there. There's plenty of it. It's like, Rock, come on.
They take you to movies, like.
Oh yeah, they go back in time.
They go back in time. They figure out the time travel. And War Machine starts rattling off like, that's not how time goes. And they're like, how do you know how time goes? Well, every movie that ever, existed, Back to the Future got deep cut there. They got a Terminator.
Yeah.
That's a one-way. They start just naming off every time movie, and they even mentioned Hot Tub Time Machine.
That was great.
So you're just like, these guys are just, I don't know, they're just having fun at this point, because it's like, we've done everything else. That we're just going to just start having fun with
We're going to go out with a bang.
All these IPs together. You're going to have all the fun in the world. And then
they sit down and they start talking about, okay, so if we go back to this time, this stone's going to be there. And then at one point they're like, if we go back to New York at the exact time, there's going to be 3 stones. What? You're kidding me, right?
But they take you back to the Avengers movie.
Yep, the first
where there was going to be 2 stones in New York at the same time. They had the Soul Stone, and then they have the Mind Stone. The Mind Stone are going to be in 2 different things.
No, it was
the blue one and the green one.
Space and Mind.
Those 2,
and
whatever.
The time, which 1, 2, 3. So it's 3.
So they're going to go back and they're going to do it this way. But it shows you like certain parts of the movie where everyone's like at the end of the movie of Avengers, they're on top of Loki. Like, you're not going nowhere. You're under arrest.
Now that I watched Endgame, like every time I go back to watch those other movies, I'm like, okay, Tony Stark's hiding behind that wall.
Yeah, he's behind the wall. You're looking at it from a different angle.
Yeah.
But it's the same movie, and the same thing when they jump with Thor, going back to go see his mother. Mm-hmm. That was in the Dark World. Nobody liked the Dark World. Nobody liked Thor 2. But they were like, we don't care. But it wasn't the best. If you look at it, it's not the best thing. But they were like, we don't care. We're going to take you back to Thor: The Dark World. We're going to watch it again.
And that's the nice thing about going back to the Dark World was Thor never got to say goodbye to his mom. He never got to have that final moment with his mom. But in Endgame, he did. He got to talk with her. She kind of cheered him up, and you can do this. You're more than just a person. You can do all this. Blah blah blah. She talked him up, and then so now when you go back and watch that scene where she dies, you're thinking, he just got done talking to her. She knows what's going to happen, but she still goes through with it.
She but even says it like, I was raised by witches.
Yeah,
she
knows what's going to happen.
My son from this time, and that right there is kind of cool. He had closure there because his mother dies in that movie just that day, so he knows like, I got to tell you something about what's going to happen. She's like, I don't need you to tell me about my future. You need to go and do your thing.
Just worry about yours.
Yeah, worry about yours. And Rocket's like, yo, we got to go.
That was great. He stabs her with the pen to take the ether out, and then comes running.
But to go back to the quantum realm, is how they're jumping through time with the points. What do they call the little vials they're using? To jump through
I
time.
can't remember what those are called.
Something.
Those would be cool to make, though. We should make those.
Yeah, right. Just a bunch of vials, but they're jumping through quantum time, and that's where the Ant-Man was. For him, it was like a day being in there, not like 5 years.
I think he said it was like 12 hours or something like that.
Yeah,
5 hours. But the outside, it was 5 years.
So when they were like, all right, we're all going to jump through time. Everybody's going to jump at the same time. It should take us it's going to take us 5 minutes our time, but however time it is.
However long it takes for you in the past.
Exactly. And they do it, and they go. And then Nebula plays a big role. I thought there was going to be like the other way around.
Oh yeah, she ruined it for everybody.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
That's why you don't share your Wi-Fi
That's one
password.
thing I need you to explain to me. She goes back in time. They're going to go. Her and War Machine are going to jump. Quill, freaking Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. So he's doing his dance.
The very first Guardians, when Quill's dancing,
he's going for this thing.
He's going for that. He's dancing around the planet. He has no idea, and then all of a sudden, War Machine just comes out, clocks him, knocks him out
cold.
But what happened was, I guess Nebula's brain system, or Wi-Fi, I'm going to call it, was somehow connected to her past self. They got connected somehow during the jump, and so all of a sudden, the past Nebula started showing all these images to Thanos, and Thanos was like, "What's going on?" And so they watched all this stuff that was recorded on the new Nebula. The future Nebula, and so that's how Thanos learned.
But how does that work? Are they like wireless routers?
It must have been like they must have been on a network, and she accidentally
like they both leaked up to the cloud.
Yeah,
and like the old one downloaded from the cloud is like, I have new memories that I haven't lived yet. That's the part I don't understand. How is it that the old Nebula linked up with the new Nebula? She was never
upgraded after she left Thanos. It's like buying a new phone and having all the information on the new phone, even though it belonged to somebody else beforehand. So now you've seen all those bad pictures they took from the old owner.
See, and that's horrible. But in this Thanos, old Nebula, new Nebula, we do get what's her name? Green girl.
Gamora.
We get her back, and now she looks like she's going to join the Guardians. She wasn't there at the end of the movie.
Yeah, this is the past Gamora, not the one that Thanos killed to get the stone.
So when Thanos killed her for the stone, that was for keepsies.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't bring that person back to sacrifice himself. Spoiler alert. Which we've been doing this whole video.
Yeah, that's the thing is like
freaking what's her name?
Black
Widow sacrifices herself for that
People still
stone.
think that Gamora and Black Widow are still in the Soul Stone.
Well, they're going to have Black Widow movie.
Yeah, but that could still be set in the past.
Oh yeah, they're going to have to.
It's gonna have to, unless they somehow release her from the Soul Stone, which some people are still hoping for.
And then, like how you say, to see that Thanos. Okay, they killed Thanos the first 5 minutes of that movie. Boom, go for the head.
Yep.
Feet off.
So now, this is the past Thanos, who knows nothing about what's happening in the future.
So now that Nebula goes back in time, syncs up like a wireless router
to the
Thanos is now back as a major player.
Yeah,
he's back
right
in the
now
game.
he has none of the Infinity Stones at this point.
Yeah, it's
so he's still looking for them, but he just has.
He's about to start his journey.
Yeah.
For these things, but then he's like, "Oh, these people,
they already have them.
They're looking for them. No, they're trying to reverse what I've done." I found them. I got them all.
Yeah, I did what I set out to do. I just haven't started it yet.
Yeah, so we need to. We're gonna jump these guys. We're gonna do this.
Yeah,
and then they have old Nebula knock out and kidnap
future
new Nebula.
Yeah,
and she swaps places. The stupidest line in that movie, I'm not gonna lie, when she's like, when she does the whole operative, secret squirrel agent, like knocks out the old Nebula, takes her, and she skips in her place. She's like, they never had a clue. You look just the same. It wasn't like you're a whole different person. A sleeper cell agent.
Yeah, it was good. So anyway, yeah, they got all. Eventually, they through lots of funny stuff and through all different events because they eventually Tony and Captain Rogers, they all had to go back a little further in time and
because they messed up.
Like I said, this movie gives a lot of the Avengers closure. Thor had closure with his mother. Tony got closure with his father. He never really knew his father. He never got to say thank you to his father.
His father was hardened. He always said his father didn't like nothing but his work.
He eventually, in Iron Man 3, I think it was 3, he learned what his father was trying to do. It was Iron Man 2. He eventually learned what his father was trying to do.
Pretty much telling him, you're good, everything's going to hinge on you. Everything's going to end up for you. Which is the funny point about Iron Man's death, if you want to bring that up right now. Captain America told him in dialogue in one of the movies, can't bring it up. He goes, "You're not the guy to throw down your life.
You're not the one to fall on the line for everybody else."
Yeah, exactly. He says it, and at the end, that was it.
He did
it.
Yeah.
All the energy going through him that he could not handle, he did the snap, takes away all the army of Thanos, and this is towards the end of the movie. And you went to go see. I'm gonna tell you something. We're gonna stop to hold up. You went to go see the movie in a theater, right? Mm-hmm. I got the hookup.
Yeah,
I got to see it at home here at the house. And
they could have made that $1.4 billion and $4 if you had gone to the theater.
Thug life. And but this is one thing is, I'm so happy I got to watch it here. Mm-hmm. I have kids now.
You were able to pause it and go to the bathroom.
No, I wasn't. Not even that.
I had to sit there for the full 3 hours, the full bladder.
Not even. Forget that. I was moving off that seat. My kids during certain scenes of that movie were losing it. They were jumping around, screaming at the TV, Black Panther, Spider-Man, and they were jumping around the furniture. If I would have been inside a movie theater, I would have been asked to leave. But like, sir, your kids are too rowdy. At one point, I jumped up on my freaking chair and started cursing and doing all the crazy stuff. They did it! Them crazy bastards, they did it!
Like Jeff Goldblum, crazy son of a bitch, you did it.
And I started yelling. And I'll tell you exactly the point I started yelling. When Thor goes back in time to go see his mother at old Asgard, he reaches his hand out.
That I didn't understand. Okay, so he got his hammer back when he was visiting old Asgard. He took his hammer and he went back into the future. Mjolnir. How whatever. Did Thor throw the hammer? Oh wait, I know how. Never mind. Keep going.
So Thor doesn't only have Mjolnir, whatever, the old hammer, and he has Storm Splitter. That's easier to say. The Stormbreaker. Jeez, I can't even say that right. Jesus. Whatever. He has Stormbreaker, the one that has Groot's arm and made from the stars or whatever the heck it was from the
Dying Star.
The midget.
The Dying Star.
What is it?
The
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones midget.
Yeah, whatever. Little. They don't think we're gonna get copy strike. Little people. I do apologize. Little people.
Vertically challenged.
Vertically. Yeah. Whatever. That's like every child that's under 5.
Yet they still somehow get up on the counter and into the cupboards.
Yeah. Exactly. So.
Remember, if you have kids,
so now Thor has 2 hammers. Now we're going into the third act. We're skipping a couple things here. Going to the third act, final battle. Mm-hmm. Thor's using 2 hammers. He lifts that hammer up. The lightning comes down. He's in his old suit. Still fat Thor.
Still fat.
You thought he would have shredded him? Nah. He's all braided out, all slicked back, fat. And I'm just like, yeah, they're going to run with this. Yeah. I'm going to support this right now. I want to make a fat Thor figure.
I am behind this.
And so now he has 2 hammers. Yeah. And you're like, oh, he's about to jack some stuff up.
So they're fighting. So he's fighting. He eventually drops the hammer.
He throws it and it totally flies out his hand. Melnier, the little hammer, falls over. Yeah. And now he's about to get the Stormbreaker dug into his chest. And then deep cuts because that goes back to Infinity War.
You see the hammer, you see Thor and Thanos in the background. All of a sudden, the hammer starts to lift up, and then
you're thinking he has his hand out pulling it, right?
Nope.
It's not that.
It's Captain America.
Captain America. They did it. They let Captain America lift up Thor's hammer. And that's where I lost it. At this point, I was already in the movie, but I was invested 100%. Oh, yeah. It was, because that right there is...
We've been waiting for that since Age of Ultron.
Now, technically, Thor is the only one that could lift up the hammer. No, only the purest heart. Hold on. Then you have Captain America. The only one other person that could lift up the hammer than Thor, but there's a third person that nobody knows about, what they know about, but if you know comics, which is Red Hulk. Red Hulk is able to lift up Thor's hammer. Now, he cheated because he grabbed Hulk, he jumped into the Earth's atmosphere, beat the crap out of him, and let him go, and the hammer fell out of his hand, and they're in 0 gravity. He's able just to pick it up.
But the way the hammer works is if you're pure heart and worthy as Thor is, then you can lift it.
No, so he hits it.
I don't remember the actual thing that Odin put on the hammer, but I know you have to be of pure heart, and you have to be worthy enough to lift it. It's not just... Hey, we're not Thor. Can't lift it.
How about you never been to Disneyland where they have the knife, the sword,
and the stone? I've never been to Disneyland.
They have the sword and the stone.
You left me last time. There's a video. Go watch the video. He left me
for pizza. Anyways, so they have the sword and the stone. It's kind of like that, right? Mm-hmm. Remember in the movie they're trying to tow it out.
King Arthur. Oh yeah, the hammer. Yeah. Stanley breaks the back of his truck.
Did I get it? No. Bring it back. The hammer lifts. It comes across Thanos' head. Ping! Goes across. And it stops. And it does that pullback thing coming back to Thor. Mm-hmm. No. Right back to Captain America. That's where I lost all my sense in the world. I started screaming. I'm pretty sure the cops were called. Just couldn't find the address. I'm cursing. They did it! Them crazy SOBs did it!
I liked it later in the fight when they're fighting and eventually
he throws the lightning and everything. Yeah.
I like it when Thor gets the Mjolnir, the little hammer back, and then Captain America's holding the axe hammer.
He goes, you take the little one, I'll take the big one. And then all of a sudden, it looks like the tides are turning.
Wouldn't it have been smart just to knock Thanos over and then put the hammer on his chest?
You know what? He wouldn't have been able
to get up.
I thought of that because that's what he did to Loki.
Yeah.
And I guess when you're fighting, you're not thinking of those things right
just
there.
Just like tink.
But no, there's a funny part with that hammer.
Hold the gauntlet. Can you reach? Oh no!
When you watch them go back in time, and Tony Stark dresses up like the cop, like the security, like the SWAT guy, and
just give him an aneurysm,
and then Ant-Man gets flicked on Tony Stark's shoulder. He runs down into his arc reactor in his chest. Mm-hmm. And he goes, oh, you sure this is going to work? He goes, you're just going to give me a little heart attack.
Yeah.
And he pulls it. And Tony Stark goes down. Old Tony Stark in the past goes down. He starts having a heart attack.
Phil comes over like, I got an idea. So puts his hammer on top.
Somebody call an ambulance medic. And Tony Stark from the future's off the side going, medic, man needs help.
He takes the case with the Tesseract in him and he's walking away.
And then,
but Thor, he puts his hammer on Tony's.
He goes, I don't know if this is going to work. And he taps it. Electricity bumps through his heart and restarts him like a car. He goes, I didn't know that was going to work. See, that stuff was funny. They're just playing around at this point.
As the future Tony Stark's walking towards the stairs, to get away with the test.
The
Like,
Hulk
comes down the stairs like, I hate
Why
stairs.
did he just jump off the building?
I don't
He's
know.
the Hulk. Why did he just jump?
But then I was like, Hulk comes in, it's like, no, whoa, big fella, take the stairs. Hulk hates stairs.
Yeah, he was just could have stopped outside on the balcony and jumped.
Yep.
It would have been a 2-second fall.
Yeah.
But once again, so there's so much of this movie that's 3 hours, man.
That's America's ass.
That's America. Oh Jesus!
If you watch the movie, which I hope you did while watching this, you'll understand that reference. Besides that, I love you 3000.
3000, yeah, that's another one. But like, even then, they have deep cuts. Like when they're in that same scene area where they're Avengers 1, they're going down the elevator. Captain America walks in, finds the agents that we know now be Cerberus agents,
They're the
Hydra agents.
They're the ones that took the staff to what's that place in Age of Ultron?
Yeah, the Hydra agents.
Yeah,
They didn't know then, but they know now. So
yeah.
Captain America steps in there. They have the dude who played Crossbones in there, and they have the other guy. They brought a lot of people back. They even brought Loki, the guy who played Loki, back just for one scene.
Yeah,
that he's just chilling.
That was pretty cool.
And they just run by. That was kind of fun. And then
they're in the elevator, and
this is a deep cut because for a comic book fan, once again, a lot of it all comic books. But to say one line, something as small as that.
Well, first of all, when he steps in the elevator with all that security from S.H.I.E.L.D. with the staff, people are thinking, "Oh, cool, we're gonna have another fight like in Winter Soldier when they're in the elevator."
That's right.
They're like, "We're gonna have another fight," and Captain America thinks he goes, "I'm not gonna fight."
Yeah.
And he just comes up.
He just moves over.
Security wants me to take this to such and
He
such.
want
place.
me to take
sure?
over the escort. They're like,
He's
no,
like,
I gotta call this in.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, there's no need. He reaches over, he goes into the guy's ear.
He goes, Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra.
Yeah.
And then the guy's like, oh, he's one of us.
Yeah.
If you ever know the comic books, there's a comic series where at the end of the war,
It finds out Captain America was
a sleeper agent for Hydra, and he's like doing his thing, and he's like, "Hail Hydra!" And then everyone loses their madness.
Yep.
And they're like, how could they?
A lot of people hated that.
Oh yeah, that people got death threats over that.
Yep.
And that's messed up. But what are you gonna do? But even in Captain America, he has to go back to retrieve. He's had to return all the stones in their correct time. So
Plus the hammer.
After they're all done in the hammer. And all the good stuff.
So, yeah, what was supposed to happen was he was supposed to go back, replace all the stones, plus the hammer, and then come right back within like 5 seconds. Well, when he goes back, he takes off his return hand thing, the quantum piece, and he actually got to live a life. He got to go back with Peggy. Was her name Peggy?
Her name's Peggy.
Peggy. He got to have that final dance.
Everyone knows her Agent Carter.
Carter, yeah. Got to have that final dance they were talking about before he went into the ice. Got to live his whole life, and he went back to that exact spot.
He said, skip the ice.
Yeah.
Bunk the ice. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
He swam for once.
So technically, if you think about it, by the end of Endgame, he's still in the ice.
No, because he never got there.
No, he went back after he had crashed into the ice. He returned everything. So technically, he's still in the ice.
Oh, yeah. I guess you could say that.
So it's like he threw himself into the ice, kept himself there, and then came back and was like, yeah, I'm just going to take over from right here and let my other body stay in the ice.
But is the time travel, is that thus of if
Yes,
someone dies
like,
in the past, do they cease to exist in the future?
So I know at one point the Hulk explained it and said, whatever you do in the past doesn't change the future. So you could go back there and you can kill Hitler and it won't change the future. But what doesn't make sense is like if you put the stones back exactly where they were, wouldn't Thanos still be coming for him? Actually, no, because Thanos went into the future himself to fight the Avengers. So, technically, Thanos can't go back for him. But you're still going to have all the old movie stuff, like Doctor Strange versus...
See, some of the theories of going into Endgame, people were like, is Ant-Man going to jump inside Thanos' head and expand?
They weren't talking about his
head. I've heard that one too. And that's a horrible, horrible theory.
That would work.
Oh no!
Jesus. Ant-Man and all that therapy afterwards. Oof.
But then again, people right now are saying when
people are saying there's a loophole when Loki took the Tesseract and disappeared.
Well, that's true too. But then again,
it could also play into when they give Loki his own show on the Disney Plus.
Oh, maybe. But the people are saying when they're going through going back to Infinity War when they're about to fight Thanos. You have Doctor Strange sitting there doing the whole meditation where he's having a seizure.
14 million different possibilities.
Left, right, up, down. He's doing all that crazy stuff. He's whipping his hair back and forth in the corner over there. I'm like, what's wrong with your friend? And he's just going having a seizure over there. Like, he does that all the time.
Yeah.
Never seen him do it before, but he does it all the time. So when they stop him, he's like, "Oh my God, I've seen 14 million,
different versions
of this battle
where we win,
or one where we win." People are saying that one is where he gives up the stone, and then it transpires down to all this. That technically he gave it up because he had to have all these events happen to get to this point of Endgame.
And what's really sad is he saw the event where Tony Stark dies, and because Tony asked him, he's like, "Is this during the fight?" They're like, he goes, "Is this the one we win?" He goes, "I can't tell you that, or it won't happen." He already knew Tony was gonna die.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He's like, "Why'd you do that?" Because he probably
can you not? We are trying to film here.
Oh, you're talking about the plane?
Yeah.
Jesus.
No. God, break time.
See, if it was me, I'm sorry, I would have had Captain America die. Because if you think about Captain America represents everything that's good. Mm-hmm. He would have been the one to be like, I would sacrifice everything for everyone just to get back everything we've lost.
Yeah.
Tony Stark, on the other hand, that was a tearjerker.
Well,
he was the first. He started it all.
Yeah, everything started with Tony and it ends with Tony. And also too, in Iron Man 3, he said, I can't. Ever since New York, I cannot sleep. I cannot rest. I need to protect the ones I love. If I can't do that, there's no point in it. And at the end, when he does die, after he snaps his fingers with all the stones, dang fly, Pepper, he's like, "You can rest now. We're good. You've saved everyone. You can rest."
That was in that scene. We're gonna step back real quick because when Captain America they're fighting Thanos, Thanos brings the army. Boom. His whole army's there. Mm-hmm. Even the children of Thanos are there.
The Black Order.
Yeah, they're ready to go. Mm-hmm. And Cap just standing there, just like hurt. He's like, "I
can do this all day.
I can do this all day, every day, all night, 24/7." But you could tell he's like, "Dang, how's he gonna get it?" It was like the Dukes of Hazzard. How the Duke boys gonna get out of this one?
I'm missing Game of Thrones tonight.
And then all of a sudden, you see that little orange circle open up. It's Doctor Strange, but it wasn't Doctor Strange. It wasn't Doctor Strange. It opens up. And all of a sudden, you see T'Challa.
No, you missed the best part. Is when he's standing there, he's getting ready to go. He hears in the mic in his ear. He goes, "Hey, anybody there? Hello, anybody?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm here." He goes, "On your left." Like in Winter Soldier when he's running laps with Sam.
Okay.
Yeah, he goes on your left every time he passes.
He does a callback.
Yeah, does a callback. He's on your left. And he looks to his left, and Falcon comes flying out one of the portals.
Yeah, that's after the fact that we open the orange circle opens. You see T'Challa with his bodyguard, his sister.
That was after.
Up. Nope, it opens up, and then Falcon comes as that big old circle, and then he opens up. They pan out way back. And you see all the little circles opening up.
Yeah, you start seeing Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, the Guardians.
Spider-Man came back. I can imagine how did it like. You could see. You went to the theater. Did people erupt? Did people start screaming?
Yeah, a lot of people even stood up in the streets.
My kids were screaming as soon as they saw Black Panther. As soon as they saw Spider-Man.
Cool. Like you even see like the Ravengers. The Ravengers came through.
Yeah, well, you look at Valkyrie came back and all that good stuff.
You see the Wakandas. You see the Ravengers.
Rescue.
You saw Asgardians.
You saw Pepper Potts and Rescue.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Everybody was there. The Avengers.
Eventually, Gamora, who came with Thanos, started fighting against Thanos.
Yeah, and then you gotta look at Captain America's standing there with an army now. All of Wakanda.
And he says the famous words. He finally said the famous words. Avengers assemble.
For the last time. No, no. He says he goes Avengers. And everybody's
and then he whispers
assemble.
And it's like, what'd you say?
Somebody far to the left didn't
Someone
get
down
you.
There, did anybody hear what he said?
What'd he say? What?
We don't all have earpieces.
Amended? What's amended? Assemble. Okay, we're going.
Okay, we got it. We're good.
My 3 or your 3?
What?
We're getting ready.
He said assemble. Okay.
He wants a symbol. He wants a
symbol. Maybe I have one on the ship. I don't know.
Have a symbol of hope. That'd be me. I want to be joining that battle. I'll be like, I left my backpack on the ship.
He wants a symbol. I got this Batman logo.
I tell the dude. I'll be like, hey, go back. Come on, dude. Open the portal.
Shit. Anybody know what the keys
Dude's
are?
like, what do they do? It reminds you of those shit.
Or like when they're looking for the van to send the stones back in time, and like anybody see a beat up old van? It's like, yeah, it's over there.
So it was one of those things that was kind of like, oh, this is what's going on. But it was such great because now you have an army versus an army, and then you had everyone's like, oh, is it? What else were you expecting? Then freaking Ant-Man out of the debris of the broken down. They bomb the Avengers headquarters up in upper state New York, and he just burst out of the freaking ground, giant as heck, ready to go, 60 feet tall, all the glory. And he punches one of those whale things straight in the face.
We skipped the part where the Hulk puts on the Infinity Gauntlet and he snaps everybody back.
See, that one, I'll skip that because if you think about it...
Well, that's the only way Black Panther and all of them came back.
Well, yeah. Well, I skipped it because it was like, who else was going to wear it? Hulk has regenerative powers. They were like, well, we're trying to figure out who's going to wear it.
Well, he also says, too, that they emit gamma radiation, which is what Hulk's basically made of, was gamma.
If it was Red Hulk, it would just made him stronger because the Red Hulk... absorbs gamma radiation, but Thunderbolts Ross hasn't played with the gamma yet. Yeah. I want a Red Hulk. I want a Hulk movie, Disney. I want a Hulk movie. I want a Red Hulk.
Did you know that
Wasteland,
that last Hulk movie, was actually part of Phase 2?
Well, you know what? And to talk about Edward Norton's movie, we were on the way to the point of having Smart Hulk, to having Edward Norton's Bruce Banner control him, because at the end of that movie he was doing the meditation. Yeah, we're gonna have Smart Hulk.
I actually prefer that Hulk over the one that we have.
Ruffalo.
I actually like that because he seems more of like an animal, more stronger, more raged. And actually, too, what would have been cool was a lot of people were saying, including myself, a rematch between Hulk and Thanos would have been awesome. Like,
go 1-on-1.
What if Hulk had gone berserker and became World Breaker Hulk during the fight?
Each foot breaking the Earth core. Yeah, that would have been crazy.
That would have been cool. He just like snapped.
And that's one thing to relook. Have we ever seen Hulk at a peak form other than him fighting?
Because isn't it like the angry? It's the angrier he gets, the stronger he becomes.
Buster?
So why wouldn't he have gotten angrier when he was fighting Thanos the first time? Like, you punch Hulk, he's gonna get more mad. He's gonna get stronger. He has regenerative powers. But like Thanos, was just beating him up like it was nothing. And Hulk was lifting up all that debris, that basically like a huge freaking piece of earth that was on top of him when the headquarters fell down. He was basically World Breaker Hulk right there, lifting up all that.
No, so, not basically, because
I don't think Thanos could have lifted up that much.
Well, we're not in the games contest here, but we're how much you bench, huh? How much can you put up?
Because I mean,
put up 7,000 tons.
You brought up a good point. Like, we've never seen Hulk go beyond a certain point in strength wise,
like crazy destruction Hulk.
Yeah,
he's not leveling cities here, but I would like to see that. It would have been cool. But we were on our way to there from Edward Norton's Hulk to Ruffalo's Hulk.
And actually, that's where we first met Hulk. It picked up from Norton's Hulk, because he already had the Hulk powers and everything. He was in hiding, and they had to go find him. And actually, at the end of that movie, Tony Stark showed up to talk to the general. It's like, hey, I heard you had a Hulk problem. So basically, that
Thunderbolts Ross. Yeah. And he shows up again in Infinity War just as a hologram in these damn planes. But
is our sign not big enough for recording? Please don't fly.
I didn't put it on the roof. But then they go and they have the fight, and then why didn't they think of it before? Why didn't they just, because Thanos was like, I'm gonna take away one and use it.
Oh yeah, when he was fighting Captain America, she started beating him up, and she was winning.
Captain America,
or Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, yeah, she started actually winning against Thanos, and Thanos was like throwing everything he had. He even headbutted her, and she's like, He takes one of the stones out of the gauntlet while he was trying to put the gauntlet on. It was a Power Stone. He used the Power Stone. He punched Captain Marvel like hella hard, just went center flying, put the stone back in, put the gauntlet on. He was getting ready to use it, and Tony Stark stopped him and was like, no, this isn't going to happen. And Thanos pushed him away, and he goes to snap his fingers, but there's no stones in the gauntlet because Tony Stark had taken those.
Yeah, he puts him into his suit. Before they jumped on him, they took the stones off. Was that not an option before? Because he, did it, or maybe it couldn't come out. Maybe it
just wasn't an idea at the time.
Well, because you got to remember that was Tony Stark's gauntlet. Yeah. Maybe they didn't have the ability in Thanos' gauntlet. So maybe that's a thing there. But also, they had whatchamacallit. Tony Stark does the whole, he's going to die. Tony Stark dies.
He knows it.
And so he's holding it. The energy's flowing through his whole body. Thanos is like, I'm inevitable. I'm invincible or something like that.
Yeah.
And Tony Stark's just like, well, I'm Iron Man.
Yeah.
Bam! Hits a snap. And half of everything's gone.
And I thought it was interesting, too.
Army. But if you look at the defeat of Thanos,
like
he looks around, he's seen everybody turn into vapor.
He wasn't pissed off or anything. He just sat down and was like,
it was an acceptance.
Yeah.
He realized that he lost. He finally lost. It wasn't like talking smack. It was just like, wow, I'm not going to be able to realize a dream. Yeah. I'm not going to be able to do what I want to set out and do. He sat down on a rock, and he just kind of looks up, looks down, and then they said vapor. So that was pretty much the whole movie right there. And everything we talked about, that whole movie, honestly, it's like 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. Mm-hmm. It's one of the...
But who cares about Rotten Tomatoes? Because they've always judged things incorrectly in the past. So screw you, Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. And to wrap it up, last video we said we are going to have a giveaway. We find out who the winner is today, right now. We're going to name it. When you want to say the winner? It's that one right there. I picked it up before.
Vintage Bologna?
Bologna, yeah. Vintage Bologna, I guess. Bologna.
Well, let me see that.
It's right there. I have it written down.
Oh, yeah.
We're going ahead and get at you. We'll go ahead and message you, let you know you won. Congratulations, you win the Godzilla figure. Woo. If you want to customize, we'll be more than happy to help that out with you. If you just wanted the box sealed, we'll deliver it to you. Just let us know. We'll get the details to you. And that's it, man. Go see the movie. Once again, if you didn't see it, go see it. Go see it a second time, a third time.
I'm going to see it a second time.
There's one place I would love to see that, and that's in Hollywood, California, at the El Capitan Theater that's owned by Disneyland. Because it's like one theater, it'd be pimped out. Like, crazy cool. But once again, we have a video that's going to be Endgame for our next paint job.
Yep.
And we'll probably release that in the next 2-3 weeks, just because we got to get times down. But hopefully next time we do another vlog, we're back at Harley's. Big shout out to Harley's Toys and Comics at the Tucson Mall here in Tucson, Arizona. We'll be probably do the next one there, and we'll be talking about Comic-Con coming up. We'll be talking about John Wick 3. We'll be talking about Godzilla. Mm-hmm. So we got a whole lot of stuff we want to talk about.
Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu. That comes out in June or July.
That comes out next week.
Is it? No.
The 10th.
What? Yep. Okay, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Until then, we'll see you guys in the next video.